So
yeah, people talk a lot about exercise being important.
yeah, in terms of healing.
Yeah.
So how did you find that, and what sort of exercises did you embark on?
Well, I think I've always been active, so I've always enjoyed using my body. So I think that the person that I first spoke to said that she tried to walk an hour a day, and I thought, well, that's a good model, I'll try and do that. And I was quite tired at the beginning, so I knew that I couldn't be running or doing really, really vigorous stuff. So I did try and walk most days, and I go to yoga and I go to stretch classes, and I found, I think, well, maybe, I don't know whether you found this, but you know, maybe everything had to slow down quite a lot. And in those early days, the day was just completely taken up with juicing and food preparation and enemas, and you know, and I might go for a treatment here or there, you know, so everything was to do with this, and actually it was all very slow. So even the walking might be brisk, but my whole kind of
attitude towards
attitude and speed of doing things just slowed down hugely, and that was quite nice. So in the stretch classes, for example, I really, really began to feel what was happening internally much better, and and now, especially with yoga, actually, I can really feel things releasing. You know, a certain position, and you just move your shoulder or your arm a tiny bit, and you feel release. So so maybe a lot of it for me was slowing down rather than speeding up. But also, I mean, if you walk out in nature on a beautiful day, you feel better, don't you? It cheers you up, and it kind of cleans you out. It pumps the old lymph fluid round, and just gets things working more efficiently, which obviously felt really, really important. So if I'd been inside all day or sitting around all day, I'd feel very frustrated. So I definitely need to get outside, definitely need to be in nature, definitely need to be moving. And I feel that increasingly. I want to be very active these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, I used to, like, I've always battered the weight problem. So I used to try really hard to lose the weight. So I used to be like going to the gym all the time, using all the treadmills and all sorts of machines that I could possibly use to lose the weight. And then I would go swimming and, you know, sauna, different things all the time, and I would lose a little bit, then put more back on, and so on. It was like a yo-yo all the time. And then when I was diagnosed and started reading about the sort of exercises, the different exercises that are more beneficial as opposed to just cardiovascular exercises, I started walking like you did. I would walk for, I started off because I couldn't really walk outside for that long. I started off with half an hour, then increased that to 45 minutes, then an hour, and would not even think anything about it before. I was like, there's no way I could walk for an hour, that's just too much. And I didn't even realize when it happened, the weight just started falling off, you know, and I was really, really surprised. I wasn't even going swimming because people told me about the chlorine in the water gets into your system, so I stopped all that. So I stopped a lot of things I was doing before to help me lose the weight.
Yes.
And I just concentrated on walking and stretching and yoga
and your vegan diet,
and the vegan diet,
and your you know, less animal protein and less snacking, I expect, and
exactly,
and less
and
processed
no
food and no sugar. Made a huge difference.
Total difference. And I wasn't focusing on losing the weight anymore.
I wasn't focusing on losing weight, but I lost about 2.5-3 stone.
I lost about 4.
Did you?
Yeah.
And I love being a small person. I put a little bit back on now, but I love being a small person.
I put a bit more now. I can't get used to people still describing me as small, because for years I was always big, like really, really big.
Yeah, I was strong.
Okay. I was big.
And I was strong. Horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes sense, doesn't it, with exercise, that if you say you do something that is cardiovascular, then that sends endorphins to your brain, which invigorates things and brightens you up. And if you do softer, gentler things, it then engages your parasympathetic nervous system, which allows all your automatic bodily functions to work better. So the thing that makes your hair grow and your I don't know, makes us breathe and heartbeat and all of those things that we're not aware of, those can all work more effectively if we're not constantly in a state of stress. And I think sometimes, you know, when we're trying to be fit and healthy and lose weight, we do all the cardiovascular stuff, but that really is akin to running away from the lion the whole time.
The issue.
Yeah. And therefore we're holding our body in a state of stress the whole time.
All the time,
which is not helpful.
Mm.
So I think that exercise thing, having some cardiovascular, some relaxing, but doing it consistently, so it's another small
and
step.
It's about that consistency.
Being consistent, and that's the thing with all of it, isn't it? That you've got to keep doing it. So none of these, anything that we're talking about is nothing very extraordinary or sophisticated or amazing. They're just really
small steps, small things,
natural
like
things that you can do, that anybody could do, just to help them to feel well if they had no diagnosis at all. But if you have a diagnosis, it's just really important to be very, very, very consistent. Yeah.